Hello everyone and welcome to the video, and today we're going to be looking at one of the best technique builds in the game. It may even be the best technique build in the game, I'm not entirely sure, I haven't finished it yet, and the clips that you guys are going to be seeing are from a very incomplete build with P organs that are not even centered around the build itself. This build is, however, a ton of fun to use, does a lot of damage, and overall I just wanted to get it out as soon as I started bringing some of the components together, because I genuinely am having so much fun using this build, and I think you guys will too. So now let's get into the build section. Like I said, it's very incomplete, so I'll show you guys all of my stats and gear, and then just some of the recommendations I have. So for a completed version of this build, for the actual stats, you're going to want 30 vitality, 20 vigor, at the very least 25 capacity, you could even bump that up to 30, and 35 technique. Obviously, if you're a higher level, you can go above and beyond that. And as for the weapon of the build, this is the most important part, and it is the bone cutting saw blade and the spear of honor handle. Now, the spear of honor handle is what's going to allow us to do that crazy stagger heavy move, and that is the charged R2 attack, as well as the fable attack is an even more powerful version, as you guys can see on screen. And you're literally just going to be running through every single enemy with your charged R2 attacks. You can pretty much take care of literally any regular enemy by just running directly through them, which I think is incredibly fun. As for the amulets, you can really run whatever you want, but I would suggest very heavily using the Arm of God amulet, because this is what's going to temporarily increase physical damage upon getting a successful attack, and since we're getting a lot of successful attacks in a row, this is going to be very necessary. For the grindstones, you are just going to want the destruction one for bosses, and either the flame one or the electric one, depending on what area and what mob types you were going against. As for the P organs of the build, this is the part where on screen I will be showing you something different, just because I haven't had the chance to respec yet. Like I said, I just wanted to get the build out and I was using a different build, but for the most part you're gonna really want to prioritize upgrading your charged attacks and your fable attacks. So on screen I'll show you guys right now just some of the attack type ones you're going to want. So enhanced charge stagger, very important, you're going to want to be staggering people a lot, and enhanced fable art attack. Those are going to be like your bread and butter for this build, and that's also pretty much all you're going to want in the attack type category, just enhanced charge stagger and enhanced fable arts. Very important, since you're going to want the maximum amount of stagger from this build possible, as well as you want your fable arts to do a lot because it's the same type of move. In the survival type, you're just going to want the typical ones, you know, your enhance, pulse cell recovery, that's obviously important, and then we want the lowers damage of charge attack slash fable arts. This is important because obviously we're going to be doing those moves all the time, and it's a long animation, so you can get hit out of it a lot. And then the other ones we're going to want is just increasing pulse cells, obviously very important. For the ability type, this is the one where we're not exactly going to have a lot of points in, but one of them would be perfect guard, fable charge, enhance. This is just going to allow us to recover our fable faster, and also lower charge attack stamina consumption. This is also important because, like I said before, we're constantly doing charge attacks. You can also use the charge legion when eliminating an enemy if you want to be using your legion arm more in the build. It's not necessary. This can be quite useful, especially if you're using the fully upgraded puppet string, because you're going to be able to hit bosses and large enemies with that big charge attack, which usually causes a stagger as well. And if you do that, you would also want to add even more points into the attack category, getting more damage for your fatal attacks, since we'll be causing them a lot more. And if you go down that route, you can also go into the fatal attack fable charger, and this will just allow your fable to charge much faster from fatal attacks. It all kind of goes hand in hand and ties together. And for the last type, this is something you pretty much don't even need to put any points in. I just put in increased ergo upon eliminating enemies and enhanced catalyst effect, because I just think that these are kind of useful as well, but you could easily spec into just those first three trees. I do, however, think that the main category skills that I chose in the big P organ tree were pretty accurate for this build, so if you guys want to copy those, that is completely fine. But that pretty much covers everything for the builds, and let me know if you guys tried this build in the comments below and how much damage you were able to get to. Like I said, mine was very incomplete, and even my weapon was only +6, and I didn't even have the technique crank on it to make it do more scaling, so you could easily get so much more damage, especially if you have the right P organs. But that's pretty much it for me today. If you guys liked this video, make sure to drop a like, as well as sub to the channel if you guys want to see more Liza P videos. If you guys want to see any specific builds in the future too, just comment that below. But that's pretty much it for me, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.